The Communication Code, Master Critical Thinking for Better Connections. Introduction. Unlocking the Communication Code. In a world driven by words, your ability to communicate effectively can open doors, transform relationships, and shape the course of your life. Yet, despite its significance, communication is often misunderstood, undervalued, or mishandled. We send texts that are misconstrued, emails that are ignored, and words that fail to inspire or persuade. Many of us have felt the sting of being misunderstood or struggled to find the right words at the right time. What if the solution wasn't about speaking more, but speaking smartly? Welcome to the Communication Code. This book is not just about improving your vocabulary or becoming more eloquent. It's about developing the tools to think critically, listen deeply, and articulate your ideas with clarity and purpose. It's about building meaningful connections that enhance your relationships, career, and confidence. Whether you're navigating a high-stakes negotiation, delivering a speech, or resolving a conflict, the principles in this book will give you the tools you need to succeed. Why communication matters more than ever. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, communication is a superpower. It's the foundation of success in every aspect of life, professionally, socially, and personally. Yet, in an era of constant digital chatter, meaningful and effective communication is often drowned out by noise. Misunderstandings are common, and superficial exchanges often take the place of deep, impactful conversations. Studies consistently show that the ability to communicate clearly and confidently is one of the top predictors of success in the workplace. Employers rank communication skills as more important than technical expertise. On a personal level, strong communication fosters deeper relationships, strengthens emotional bonds, and helps resolve conflicts with grace and understanding. But effective communication is not just about speaking, it's about thinking critically, listening actively, and responding intentionally. This is where most of us fall short. We assume that the act of talking or writing is enough, but true communication requires a deeper level of engagement and intentionality. The missing ingredient: critical thinking. At the heart of every great conversation, persuasive argument, or conflict resolution lies one skill: critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information, evaluate perspectives, and craft responses that are both logical and empathetic. It's the bridge between understanding and being understood. Think about the last time you were frustrated in a conversation. Maybe you felt unheard or struggled to explain your perspective. Perhaps the other person reacted emotionally, escalating tension instead of resolving it. These moments are often the result of a breakdown in critical thinking. Without it, we're more likely to misinterpret messages, react impulsively, and leave conversations feeling disconnected. Critical thinking isn't just for academics or philosophers, it's a practical skill that anyone can master. By learning to think critically, you can improve how you approach conversations, structure your arguments, and empathize with others' viewpoints. This book will show you how to weave critical thinking into every aspect of your communication. What this book will teach you. The Communication Code is your step-by-step guide to becoming a confident, influential communicator. Through its chapters, you'll learn how to express your ideas clearly, discover how to organize your thoughts, eliminate ambiguity, and convey your message in a way that resonates with your audience. Build meaningful relationships, learn the art of active listening, empathy, and emotional intelligence to deepen your personal and professional connections. Master persuasion and influence, understand the psychology of persuasion and how to use storytelling, logic, and emotion to move others to action. Resolve conflicts gracefully, gain tools for navigating disagreements, de-escalating tension, and turning conflict into an opportunity for growth. Provide constructive feedback, learn how to deliver feedback that inspires change and receive criticism with poise and openness. Thrive in the digital world, develop strategies for clear, respectful, and impactful communication in emails, texts, and social media. Own the room, build your confidence, refine your body language, and become a speaker who captivates and inspires. This book doesn't just offer theory, it's packed with practical tools, real-life examples, and exercises that you can start using immediately to see results. Whether you're an introvert looking to gain confidence, a leader striving to inspire your team, or simply someone who wants to connect better with others, this book is for you. Why now is the time to master communication? We're living in an age of unparalleled opportunity. Technology has made it easier than ever to connect with people across the globe, but it has also introduced new challenges. Miscommunications are rampant in a world of emojis, quick replies, and virtual meetings. Our ability to connect authentically and communicate meaningfully is more critical than ever. As you turn the pages of this book, you'll discover the tools to navigate these challenges with confidence and skill. You'll learn how to bridge gaps in understanding, articulate your ideas with precision, and leave every interaction feeling more connected and empowered. Are you ready to unlock the communication code? Let's begin this transformative journey together. Chapter 1. Laying the groundwork for strong communication. Effective communication isn't a skill you're born with, it's something you develop. Like building a house, communication begins with a strong foundation. This foundation is built on understanding how communication works, identifying and overcoming barriers, and cultivating a mindset that embraces growth and connection. In this chapter, we'll explore the essential elements of communication, the obstacles that often derail it, and how you can develop a mindset that sets the stage for meaningful and successful interactions. How communication works, the basics you need to know. At its core, communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, and emotions. It involves a sender, a message, a medium, and a receiver. This process may sound simple, but each step is filled with complexities. The sender, the person initiating the message. This involves formulating thoughts and encoding them into words, gestures, or other signals. The message, the content of what's being communicated. This can be verbal, nonverbal, or written and may carry both explicit and implicit meaning. The medium, the channel through which the message is delivered, face-to-face, over the phone, via email, or through body language. The receiver, the individual who interprets and decodes the message, filtering it through their own perceptions, emotions, and biases. While these components seem straightforward, the process is rarely seamless. Miscommunication often occurs because of noise, any interference that distorts or disrupts the message. Noise can be external, like a loud environment, or internal, such as emotional distress or preconceived notions. Key takeaway: effective communication requires a conscious effort to ensure that each component aligns. As the sender, you must focus on clarity and intentionality. As the receiver, you need to listen actively and remain open to understanding the other person's perspective. Breaking through barriers to understanding. No matter how skilled you are, certain barriers can prevent your message from landing as intended. These barriers can be physical, emotional, cultural, or psychological. By identifying these obstacles, you can take steps to overcome them. Physical barriers. Examples: noise, distractions, or technological glitches in virtual communication. Solution: choose a quiet, distraction-free environment. For virtual interactions, ensure your technology is functioning properly and maintain professional etiquette. Emotional barriers. Examples: stress, anger, or fear that clouds judgment and listening. Solution: practice emotional regulation. Pause to center yourself before engaging in important conversations. Cultural barriers. Examples: differences in language, customs, or communication styles. Solution: approach conversations with curiosity and sensitivity. Ask questions to clarify, and avoid making assumptions about someone's intentions or meaning. Perceptual barriers. Examples: biases, stereotypes, or preconceived notions that skew understanding. Solution: adopt a mindset of empathy and openness. Focus on what's being said rather than filtering it through preconceived judgments. Psychological barriers. Examples: anxiety about speaking up or fear of being judged. Solution: build confidence through preparation and practice. Shift your focus from fear to curiosity about the interaction. Key takeaway: understanding these barriers and taking proactive steps to address them can significantly enhance your communication skills and improve your ability to connect with others. Developing a mindset for growth and connection. Your mindset is the lens through which you approach communication. A fixed mindset, which assumes that your abilities are static, can limit your growth. A growth mindset, however, opens the door to learning, experimentation, and improvement. Adopting a growth mindset. View mistakes as opportunities to learn rather than as failures. Reflect on past conversations to identify what went well and what could be improved. Embrace challenges as opportunities to strengthen your communication skills. Prioritizing connection over perfection. Effective communication isn't about delivering a perfect performance, it's about building trust and understanding. Focus on being authentic and empathetic rather than worrying about getting every word right. Practicing self-awareness. Recognize your own communication patterns and how they impact others. Pay attention to your tone, body language, and word choice. Be honest about areas where you struggle and seek feedback from trusted peers or mentors. Embracing curiosity. Approach every interaction as an opportunity to learn. Ask open-ended questions to deepen your understanding of others. Stay curious about differing perspectives, even when they challenge your own beliefs. Practical exercises for building your foundation. Communication journal. After a conversation, jot down what went well, what could be improved, and any barriers you notice. Over time, this will help you identify patterns and areas for growth. Active listening practice. In your next interaction, focus solely on listening. Avoid interrupting or formulating your response while the other person is speaking. Instead, paraphrase what they said to confirm your understanding. Feedback experiment. Ask a trusted friend or colleague for feedback on your communication style. Are you clear? Do you listen well? Use their insights to refine your approach. Cultural awareness challenge. Seek out conversations with people from different backgrounds or perspectives. Practice asking thoughtful questions and listening without judgment. The path ahead. Building a strong foundation for communication takes time, effort, and self-awareness. By understanding the basics of how communication works, identifying and overcoming barriers, and fostering a growth-oriented mindset, you're setting the stage for success. This chapter is just the beginning. As you move through this book, you'll discover tools and techniques to refine your skills, tackle challenges, and unlock the full potential of your communication abilities. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity to learn and grow. Start small, be patient with yourself, and watch as your connections deepen and your confidence soars. Are you ready to take the next step? Let's explore how critical thinking can transform the way you communicate. Turn the page and discover the power of thinking before you speak. Chapter 2. Think before you speak, critical thinking in action. Effective communication begins long before words leave your mouth. It starts with how you think. Critical thinking is the cornerstone of meaningful conversations, allowing you to assess information, organize your thoughts, and articulate ideas in a way that resonates with your audience. Without it, communication can become reactive, disorganized, or clouded by emotion. This chapter explores the fundamentals of critical thinking and how to apply it to everyday conversations. By honing your ability to think critically, you'll communicate with greater clarity, confidence, and purpose. Defining critical thinking for everyday conversations. Critical thinking is more than analyzing complex problems. It's a habit of mind that involves evaluating information, questioning assumptions, and drawing thoughtful conclusions. In the context of communication, critical thinking enables you to organize your ideas before expressing them. Spot weaknesses in arguments, yours and others. Avoid impulsive, emotionally charged responses. Adapt your message to your audience. Key components of critical thinking: clarity. Are you expressing yourself in a way that others can easily understand? Relevance. Are your points connected to the topic at hand, or are they tangential? Accuracy. Are you basing your ideas on verified information or assumptions? Logical flow. Are your thoughts organized in a coherent and persuasive way? Critical thinking isn't just for debates or formal speeches, it's for every interaction. Whether you're having a casual conversation, mediating a disagreement, or writing an email, this skill is your compass for navigating the complexities of communication. Sharpening your mental filters, spotting fallacies and bias. Critical thinking helps you avoid falling into common cognitive traps that derail conversations. Two significant challenges are logical fallacies and cognitive biases. 1. Logical fallacies. Logical fallacies are errors in reasoning that weaken arguments. By recognizing these in your own thinking or others, you can keep conversations grounded in logic. Here are some common examples: straw man fallacy, misrepresenting someone's argument to make it easier to attack. Example: you think we should improve customer service? So you're saying we need to hire 100 more staff members and go broke? Ad hominem, attacking the person rather than addressing their argument. Example: your idea won't work because you don't have enough experience in this field. False dichotomy, presenting two options as the only possibilities when others exist. Example: we either cut costs drastically or the company will fail. 2. Cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are subconscious mental shortcuts that can distort our perception. Common biases include confirmation bias, favoring information that supports your existing beliefs while ignoring opposing evidence. Halo effect, allowing one positive trait, like charisma, to overshadow critical evaluation of other aspects. Anchoring bias, over-relying on the first piece of information presented in a discussion. Practical exercise: during your next conversation, listen carefully for logical fallacies or biases, both in others and yourself. Note them without interrupting, and practice addressing them constructively when it's your turn to speak. Preparing your ideas for maximum impact. Great communicators know that preparation is half the battle. Before speaking, it's essential to structure your ideas and tailor them to your audience. This process involves 3 steps. 1. Identify your purpose. Ask yourself, why am I communicating? Are you trying to inform, persuade, entertain, or resolve a problem? Your purpose will shape how you present your ideas. 2. Organize your thoughts. Disorganized communication can confuse or alienate your audience. Use the following framework to clarify your message. Main point: what is the central idea you want to convey? Supporting points: what evidence, examples, or reasoning support your main point? Conclusion: how do you want to wrap up your message or inspire action? 3. Adapt to your audience. Consider who you're speaking to and what they value. Tailoring your message to your audience's needs and perspectives increases its impact. For logical thinkers, use data, facts, and clear reasoning. For emotional thinkers, incorporate stories, metaphors, or appeals to shared values. For mixed audiences, balance logic and emotion, ensuring your message has broad appeal. Practical exercise: before your next important conversation, write down the main point you want to make and 2 to 3 supporting points. Practice delivering them in a way that feels natural and confident. When to speak and when to listen. One of the hallmarks of critical thinking is knowing when to pause and listen. Listening isn't just a passive act, it's a strategic part of communication that allows you to gather information, understand perspectives, and refine your response. Active listening techniques: paraphrase, restate what the other person said in your own words to confirm understanding. Example: so what I'm hearing is that you're concerned about the timeline for this project. Does that sound right? Clarify, ask questions to fill gaps or resolve ambiguities. Example: when you say you need more support, can you specify what that looks like? Acknowledge feelings, show empathy by recognizing emotions behind the words. Example: it sounds like this has been really frustrating for you. When to speak: when you've taken time to think through your response. When your input adds value or direction to the conversation. When it's your turn in the natural flow of dialogue. When to listen: when emotions are high, and the other person needs to feel heard. When you're gathering information to inform your perspective. When the conversation is veering into areas where you lack expertise. Critical thinking in action: real-life scenarios. Scenario 1, a disagreement at work. You and a colleague disagree about how to approach a project. They believe in taking a conservative approach, while you favor innovation. Critical thinking approach: seek clarity, ask why they believe the conservative approach is best. Evaluate, compare their reasoning with your own. Are there gaps in your logic or theirs? Respond thoughtfully, acknowledge valid points, and present your perspective with evidence. Scenario 2, receiving feedback. Your manager gives you constructive criticism on a recent project. Critical thinking approach, avoid defensiveness, focus on the content of the feedback, not the tone. Ask clarifying questions. What specific improvements do they suggest? Reflect, determine whether the feedback aligns with your understanding of the project and what steps you can take to grow. Small changes, big results. Applying critical thinking to communication doesn't require a total overhaul of your habits. It's about making small, intentional changes. As you start to analyze situations, consider perspectives, and organize your thoughts, you'll notice a significant improvement in your ability to express yourself and connect with others. Every conversation is an opportunity to practice. By thinking before you speak, you're not just improving your communication, you're laying the groundwork for stronger relationships, deeper understanding, and lasting influence. Let's build on this foundation. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to bring your ideas to life with clarity and precision. Turn the page and discover the art of speaking in a way that sticks. Chapter 3. Speak with clarity, expressing ideas that stick. Words are powerful, but their impact depends on how effectively they're delivered. Have you ever shared an idea only to watch it fall flat? Or struggled to get your point across during an important discussion? Speaking with clarity isn't about sounding overly polished or intellectual, it's about crafting messages that are easy to understand, engaging, and memorable. This chapter delves into the art and science of speaking clearly, offering tools to ensure your words resonate with your audience. You'll learn how to refine your messaging, actively listen to others, and avoid the common pitfalls that lead to miscommunication. The power of clarity in communication. Clarity is the foundation of impactful communication. When your message is clear, it's understood, your audience grasps the essence of your ideas without confusion. It's memorable, a clear message sticks, while a vague one is easily forgotten. It inspires action, clarity empowers others to make informed decisions or take meaningful steps. Conversely, unclear communication creates frustration, misunderstanding, and inefficiency. Clarity requires more than just speaking louder or slower. It involves distilling your thoughts into a concise and cohesive narrative that connects with your audience. Principles of clear communication. To speak with clarity, start by embracing these fundamental principles. 1. Know your purpose. Before speaking, ask yourself, why am I communicating? Define the purpose of your message. Are you informing, persuading, entertaining, or resolving a problem? A well-defined purpose acts as your guide, ensuring your words stay focused and relevant. 2. Keep it simple. Complex language doesn't make you sound smarter, it makes your message harder to understand. Aim for simplicity by using short, straightforward sentences. Avoiding jargon unless it's essential, and if so, explain it. Prioritizing clarity over elegance. 3. Focus on your audience. Your message isn't about you, it's about the people you're speaking to. Tailor your words to their knowledge, interests, and needs. Consider their perspective and anticipate questions or concerns they might have. 4. Stay organized. Structure matters. A clear message has a logical flow, with a beginning, middle, and end. Beginning, introduce your main idea and why it matters. Middle, provide supporting points or evidence. End, summarize your message and include a call to action if appropriate. 5. Use concrete examples. Abstract ideas can confuse, concrete examples clarify. Instead of saying, we need to improve our efficiency, try, we need to reduce processing time by 10% this quarter. Specificity makes your message tangible and actionable. The role of active listening in clarity. Speaking clearly starts with listening actively. Clear communication isn't just about what you say, it's also about responding appropriately to what others share. Active listening ensures you're addressing the right questions, concerns, or points of confusion. Active listening strategies: be fully present, put away distractions and give the speaker your full attention. Paraphrase for understanding: repeat their message in your own words to confirm you've understood. Example: so, you're saying that the deadline feels too tight, did I get that right? Ask open-ended questions. Encourage elaboration by asking questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. Listen for emotions. Pay attention to tone, body language, and underlying emotions. Active listening not only helps you understand others better, but also improves your response. When you address their concerns clearly, your message lands with greater impact, avoiding the pitfalls of miscommunication. Even with the best intentions, miscommunication can happen. To minimize misunderstandings, watch out for these common pitfalls. 1. Assumptions. Never assume your audience knows what you mean. Spell out key details, even if they seem obvious to you. 2. Overloading information. Cramming too much information into a single message overwhelms your audience. Break down complex ideas into manageable chunks. 3. Overusing filler words. Words like, like, and you know, can clutter your message and dilute its impact. While occasional fillers are natural, excessive use can make you seem unprepared or uncertain. 4. Poor timing. Context matters. Delivering a serious message in a light-hearted moment, or vice versa, can lead to confusion. Choose the right time and setting for your conversation. Practical techniques for clear messaging. 1. Practice the one thing rule. In any conversation or presentation, focus on one central idea. This doesn't mean you can't include supporting points, but everything you say should tie back to your main message. Example, if your main point is, we need to prioritize sustainability, your supporting points might include, reducing waste in production, increasing energy efficiency, partnering with eco-friendly suppliers. 2. Use signposts to guide your audience. Signposts are verbal cues that help your audience follow your train of thought. Examples include, first, let's discuss. Next, I'll explain. To sum up. 3. Harness the power of stories. Humans are hardwired to respond to stories. A well-told anecdote can make your message more relatable and memorable. Example, instead of saying, customer feedback matters, share a story about how one customer's suggestion led to a successful product improvement. 4. Pause for emphasis. Silence can be a powerful tool. Pausing before or after an important point allows your audience to process what you've said. 5. Check for understanding. Invite feedback to ensure your message has landed. Ask questions like, does that make sense? Do you have any questions about what I just said? Real-life applications of clear communication. Scenario 1. Giving instructions. Imagine you're leading a team meeting and need to assign tasks for an upcoming project. Instead of saying, we need everyone to handle the marketing campaign, say, Jane, please create the social media strategy by Thursday. Tom, draft the email copy by Friday. Let's review both in our next meeting. Scenario 2. Handling a misunderstanding. If someone misinterprets your point, don't get defensive. Instead, clarify calmly, I see where the confusion might have come from. What I meant to say was. Scenario 3. Persuading a skeptical audience. When persuading someone, address potential objections clearly. You might be wondering if this new process will slow down productivity initially. While there's a learning curve, the data shows it will save 20% of our time in the long run. Refining your clarity over time. Clear communication is a skill you can continuously improve. Each interaction is an opportunity to practice, reflect, and refine. Review your conversations. After an important discussion, ask yourself what worked and what didn't. Seek feedback. Ask trusted colleagues or friends for input on your communication style. Keep learning, stay curious, and seek out resources that expand your understanding of effective communication. Conclusion: clear messages, stronger connections. Speaking with clarity transforms not only how others perceive you, but also the strength of your relationships and the influence of your ideas. It's a skill that requires practice, patience, and intentionality, but the rewards are immeasurable. As you continue your journey through the communication code, remember that clarity isn't about perfection, it's about connection. When your words are clear, your ideas shine, your relationships deepen, and your confidence grows. In the next chapter, we'll explore how clarity works hand in hand with empathy to build relationships that last. Let's dive in. Chapter 4. Relationships Built to Last, Communication and Connection. At its core, communication isn't just about exchanging information, it's about building relationships. The strength of our personal and professional connections is deeply tied to how well we communicate. Relationships thrive when rooted in understanding, empathy, and trust, and these qualities are cultivated through thoughtful and intentional communication. In this chapter, we'll explore how emotional intelligence shapes connection, how to show empathy in ways that build trust, and how to balance assertiveness with kindness to foster relationships that endure. The role of emotional intelligence in communication. Emotional intelligence, EI, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions while also being attuned to the emotions of others. In communication, EI serves as the foundation for mutual understanding and meaningful connection. The 4 pillars of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, recognizing your emotional triggers and understanding how they influence your communication. Self-regulation, managing your emotions to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Social awareness, reading the emotional landscape of a conversation and understanding the other person's perspective. Relationship management, using emotional insight to guide interactions toward positive outcomes. How emotional intelligence enhances communication. Improved clarity. When you understand your own emotions, you can articulate your thoughts more clearly. Stronger empathy. EI enables you to read between the lines and pick up on unspoken concerns or feelings. Conflict resolution. By staying calm and centered, you can de-escalate tensions and focus on solutions. Practical exercise. Start your next conversation by observing both your emotions and the other person's cues. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now, and why? What might the other person be feeling, based on their tone and body language? Over time, this habit will enhance your emotional intelligence and make your interactions more insightful and effective. Showing empathy and building trust. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's a cornerstone of trust because it signals that you care about the other person's experiences and perspectives. Levels of empathy in communication. Cognitive empathy, understanding someone's thoughts or feelings without necessarily sharing them. Emotional empathy, feeling what another person feels, as if their emotions are your own. Compassionate empathy, taking action to help or support someone based on their emotional state. How to show empathy: listen actively, give your full attention, avoid interrupting, and respond with affirmations like, "I hear what you're saying." Validate emotions. Even if you don't agree with someone's perspective, acknowledge their feelings. Example: instead of saying, "You shouldn't feel that way," try, "I can see why this situation made you upset." Ask open-ended questions. Encourage the other person to elaborate, showing genuine interest in their experience. Example: can you tell me more about what happened? Mirror emotions. Subtly reflect the other person's tone or body language to create a sense of connection. The trust equation: empathy plus consistency equals trust. Empathy shows that you care, but trust is built when your words and actions align over time. Being reliable, honest, and respectful in your communication reinforces this trust. Balancing assertiveness with kindness. Assertiveness is the ability to express your thoughts, needs, and boundaries confidently while respecting others. Kindness ensures that your assertiveness doesn't come across as aggressive or dismissive. Together, they create a balance that fosters healthy, respectful relationships. Why assertiveness matters. Without assertiveness, you risk being misunderstood, overlooked, or taken advantage of. On the other hand, overly aggressive communication can alienate others and damage trust. The 3 communication styles: passive, avoids confrontation and suppresses personal needs. Example: it's fine, I'll handle it, when it's not fine. Aggressive, dominates the conversation, often at the expense of others. Example: this is how we're doing it, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. Assertive, balances self-respect with respect for others. Example: I understand your concerns, but I believe this approach aligns best with our goals. How to practice assertiveness with kindness. Use I statements. Frame your needs or feelings in terms of yourself rather than blaming others. Example: I feel frustrated when deadlines are missed because it impacts our entire team. Acknowledge the other person's perspective. Before sharing your viewpoint, show that you've listened. Example: I see where you're coming from, and here's what I think. Stay calm and composed. Assertiveness is most effective when delivered with a calm tone and confident body language. And with collaboration, invite input or propose a solution that benefits both parties. Example: how can we adjust the plan to address both of our concerns? Practical tools for strengthening relationships through communication. 1. The 3PS method. When engaging in an important conversation, focus on being present, give your undivided attention. Positive, highlight common ground or mutual goals. Proactive, look for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. 2. The 80-20 rule of listening. Spend 80% of the conversation listening and 20% speaking. This ensures the other person feels heard and valued. 3. Nonverbal cues. Communication isn't just verbal. Strengthen your relationships by paying attention to nonverbal signals like eye contact, shows attentiveness and interest. Open posture, signals approachability and confidence. Smiling, creates warmth and builds rapport. 4. Gratitude and affirmation. Small gestures of appreciation go a long way in strengthening relationships. Say thank you, acknowledge efforts, and affirm positive qualities. Example: I really appreciate how you handled that situation, it made a big difference. Building resilience in communication. Strong relationships aren't free from challenges, they're strengthened by how you navigate them. Misunderstandings, disagreements, or emotional tension are inevitable, but they can be opportunities to deepen trust and connection. When challenges arise, pause before reacting, give yourself time to process your emotions before responding. Seek clarity. If something is unclear, ask for clarification rather than jumping to conclusions. Apologize when needed. A sincere apology can repair damaged trust. Example: I realize my tone came across as dismissive earlier, I didn't mean it that way, and I apologize. Focus on the bigger picture. Remember the value of the relationship over winning an argument. Conclusion: connection is the heart of communication. Relationships are built one conversation at a time. Every interaction, whether it's a casual chat, a professional exchange, or a heartfelt discussion, offers an opportunity to deepen your connection with others. By mastering emotional intelligence, practicing empathy, and balancing assertiveness with kindness, you'll create relationships that are not only stronger but also more resilient in the face of challenges. In the next chapter, we'll take a closer look at persuasion, the art and science of moving people to action while maintaining authenticity and respect. Chapter 5. Persuasion that moves people. Persuasion is one of the most powerful tools in communication. It's not about manipulation or coercion, it's about inspiring others to see the value in your ideas and motivating them to take action. Whether you're trying to convince a team to embrace a new strategy, inspire a friend to pursue their dreams, or negotiate a compromise, the ability to persuade is essential. In this chapter, we'll delve into the science and art of persuasion, explore the elements of a compelling message, and reveal how to balance logic, emotion, and storytelling to create genuine influence. What is persuasion? Persuasion is the ability to guide someone's thoughts or actions through communication. Unlike manipulation, which seeks to exploit or deceive, effective persuasion is rooted in respect, empathy, and mutual benefit. The goal of persuasion: to align your message with the values, needs, and emotions of your audience, making it easier for them to say yes to your idea or proposal. Why persuasion matters: it builds trust and cooperation. It helps resolve disagreements and find common ground. It drives action and change, both personally and professionally. Key characteristics of ethical persuasion: authenticity, stay true to your values and intentions. Transparency, be honest about your goals and motives. Empathy, understand and consider the perspective of your audience. The science of persuasion, psychological principles. Understanding human behavior is critical to mastering persuasion. Psychologists have identified several principles that explain why people say yes in various situations. 1. Reciprocity. People are more likely to say yes if they feel they've received something first. Example: offering helpful advice or sharing valuable resources before asking for a favor can increase the likelihood of cooperation. 2. Authority. We trust people who demonstrate expertise or credibility. Example: a doctor's recommendation for a health product carries more weight than a salesperson's pitch. 3. Social proof. We're influenced by what others do, especially in uncertain situations. Example: highlighting that 80% of our customers prefer this option can encourage others to follow suit. 4. Scarcity. We value things more when they seem limited or exclusive. Example: limited time offers or only 3 spots left messages can create urgency. 5. Liking. We're more likely to agree with people we like and relate to. Example: building rapport and finding common ground before making a request strengthens your influence. 6. Commitment and consistency. Once people commit to something, they're more likely to follow through. Example: getting someone to agree to a small initial step, like signing a petition, can lead to larger commitments later. Crafting compelling messages. The way you present your ideas matters as much as the ideas themselves. A compelling message is clear, focused, and tailored to your audience. Step 1. Understand your audience. What are their values, concerns, and priorities? How does your idea align with their needs? What objections or questions might they have? Example: if you're proposing a new process at work, focus on how it will save time, improve results, or make tasks easier for your colleagues. Step 2. Focus on the why. People are more motivated by reasons than by instructions. Explain the why behind your message. Example: instead of saying, "We need to change our marketing strategy," say, "By adapting our approach, we can reach new customers and increase sales by 20%. Step 3. Use the rule of 3. Our brains process information more effectively in groups of 3. Structure your message with 3 key points to make it more memorable and impactful. Example: this initiative will boost productivity, save costs, and enhance customer satisfaction. Step 4. End with a call to action, CTA. Clearly state what you want your audience to do next. Ambiguity weakens persuasion. Example: sign up today to reserve your spot in the program. Using logic, emotion, and stories to create change. Persuasion is most effective when it combines 3 elements: logic, emotion, and storytelling. 1. Logic, the head. Logical arguments appeal to reason and intellect. They include facts, statistics, and evidence that make your case indisputable. Example: data shows that companies implementing this software see a 30% reduction in operating costs. How to enhance logical appeals: provide specific, credible evidence. Use visual aids, like charts or graphs, to support your points. Anticipate and address counterarguments. 2. Emotion, the heart. Emotional appeals connect with your audience on a personal level. They evoke feelings that motivate action, such as excitement, empathy, or urgency. Example: imagine how much more time you'll have for your family once this process is automated. How to enhance emotional appeals: use vivid language and sensory details. Share relatable anecdotes or examples. Tap into universal emotions like hope, fear, or pride. 3. Stories, the soul. Stories are a powerful way to combine logic and emotion. They make abstract ideas tangible and memorable. Example: instead of just listing benefits, tell a success story. Last year, a small business used this strategy and saw their revenue double in 6 months. How to use stories effectively: start with a relatable character or situation. Include a challenge and a resolution. Connect the story to your audience's goals or concerns. Practical techniques for persuasion. 1. Mirror and match. Subtly mimic the body language, tone, or phrasing of your audience to build rapport. 2. Ask questions. Instead of directly presenting your idea, ask questions that lead your audience to your conclusion. Example: what challenges are you facing with this process? How would a streamlined solution help? 3. The yes ladder. Start with small, easy-to-agree-to statements or requests, gradually building to your larger goal. 4. Visualize success. paint a vivid picture of the positive outcomes your idea will create. Example, picture this, a 50% reduction in errors and a happier, more productive team. Common pitfalls to avoid in persuasion. Overloading with information, too many facts can overwhelm rather than convince. Ignoring objections, dismissing concerns can alienate your audience. Address them thoughtfully. Being pushy, aggressive tactics can damage trust. Let your audience feel they have a choice. Conclusion, the art of authentic influence. Persuasion is a skill that blends science, art, and empathy. When used ethically and authentically, it can inspire positive change, build stronger relationships, and create opportunities for mutual success. By mastering the principles and techniques in this chapter, you'll not only make your ideas more compelling but also become a communicator people trust and respect. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to handle disagreements and turn conflicts into opportunities for growth and understanding. Chapter 6. Mastering Conflict Resolution. Conflict is an inevitable part of life. Whether it's a disagreement with a colleague, a clash of values in a personal relationship, or differing opinions in a group setting, the way we handle conflict can either strengthen our connections or create lasting divides. Mastering conflict resolution isn't about avoiding disagreements, it's about navigating them with clarity, empathy, and a solutions-oriented mindset. In this chapter, we'll uncover the roots of conflict, explore tools to resolve disputes effectively, and discuss strategies to turn disagreements into opportunities for growth and understanding. Understanding the roots of conflict. Conflicts often stem from deeper issues than the immediate disagreement at hand. Identifying these root causes is the first step toward resolution. Common causes of conflict: miscommunication. When messages are unclear, assumptions can create misunderstandings. Example, a team member might interpret feedback as criticism, leading to defensiveness. Clashing values or beliefs, differing worldviews or priorities can create tension. Example, one person values speed in decision-making, while another prioritizes thoroughness. Unmet expectations. When expectations aren't communicated or fulfilled, resentment can grow. Example, a friend feels ignored when texts go unanswered for days. Limited resources. Competition for time, money, or opportunities can lead to disputes. Example, a family member feels frustrated over unequal contributions to shared expenses. Personality differences, variations in communication styles or temperaments, can cause friction. Example, an extrovert might view an introvert's quiet demeanor as disinterest. The mindset for navigating conflict. Before diving into strategies, it's crucial to adopt the right mindset. Conflict resolution requires emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and a willingness to collaborate. 1. Embrace conflict as an opportunity. Conflict isn't inherently negative, it's a chance to deepen understanding and improve relationships. Reframing disagreements as opportunities rather than threats reduces defensiveness. 2. Stay calm and grounded. Strong emotions can escalate conflicts. Practice self-regulation techniques, like deep breathing or pausing before responding, to maintain composure. 3. Focus on interests, not positions. Positions are what people demand, interests are why they want it. Understanding underlying interests allows for creative solutions. Example, instead of debating who gets the larger office, explore why each person values it. One may need space for meetings, while the other seeks quiet for focus. Tools for effective conflict resolution. Mastering conflict resolution requires practical tools and strategies to guide conversations toward productive outcomes. 1. Active listening. Listening is the cornerstone of conflict resolution. By fully understanding the other person's perspective, you build trust and uncover hidden concerns. Techniques for active listening: paraphrase, restate what the other person has said to confirm understanding. Example, so you're saying you felt left out of the decision-making process? Use nonverbal cues, nod, maintain eye contact, and lean in slightly to show engagement. Pause and reflect, allow moments of silence for deeper processing. 2. I statements, express your feelings and needs without assigning blame. Example, instead of "you never listen to me," say, "I feel unheard when decisions are made without my input." 3. Collaborative problem solving. Shift from a win-lose mindset to a win-win approach. Focus on finding a solution that satisfies both parties. Steps to collaborative problem solving. Identify shared goals. Brainstorm possible solutions without judgment. Evaluate options and agree on the best path forward. 4. Acknowledge and validate feelings. People want to feel heard and understood, even if you disagree. Validation doesn't mean agreement, it shows respect for their perspective. Example: I see that this situation has been frustrating for you, and I understand why you feel that way. 5. De-escalation techniques. When tempers flare, it's crucial to lower the emotional intensity before addressing the issue. Speak softly and calmly. Take a break if emotions are too high. Redirect focus to areas of agreement, turning disagreements into opportunities. Handled well, conflict can lead to innovation, stronger relationships, and personal growth. Here's how to turn disagreements into productive outcomes. 1. Seek to understand, then be understood. Prioritize understanding the other person's viewpoint before explaining your own. This not only builds trust, but also gives you insight into their needs and motivations. 2. Reframe the conflict. Focus on shared goals rather than opposing positions. Example: instead of framing a disagreement as "we can't agree on priorities," reframe it as "we both want the best outcome, let's figure out how to achieve that together." 3. Celebrate resolution, not victory. The goal of conflict resolution isn't to win, but to find a path that works for everyone involved. A collaborative resolution fosters goodwill and strengthens relationships. Scenarios and strategies for common conflicts. Workplace disagreements. Scenario: two team members clash over differing approaches to a project. Strategy: hold a mediated discussion where each person outlines their approach and underlying concerns. Identify overlapping priorities and create a combined strategy that incorporates the best elements of both approaches. Family conflicts. Scenario: siblings argue over how to care for an aging parent. Strategy: bring the family together for an open dialogue. Use active listening to ensure all voices are heard, and collaborate on a caregiving plan that considers everyone's abilities and limits. Romantic relationships. Scenario: one partner feels the other isn't contributing equally to household responsibilities. Strategy: use I statements to express feelings without blame. Work together to divide tasks fairly based on preferences and schedules. Friendship struggles. Scenario: a friend feels hurt over cancelled plans. Strategy: acknowledge their feelings, explain the reasons behind the cancellations, and work to rebuild trust by prioritizing future plans. The role of emotional intelligence in conflict resolution. Emotional intelligence, EI, plays a critical role in resolving conflicts effectively. The four key components of EI, self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, and relationship management, provide a foundation for navigating disagreements. 1. Self-awareness: recognize your emotions and how they influence your reactions. 2. Self-regulation: stay in control of your responses, even during heated moments. 3. Social awareness: empathize with others and read emotional cues accurately. 4. Relationship management: use communication skills to maintain and strengthen connections, even during conflict. Conclusion: conflict as a catalyst for growth. Conflict isn't something to fear, it's an opportunity to strengthen relationships, foster understanding, and achieve better outcomes. By adopting the tools and mindset outlined in this chapter, you'll be equipped to handle even the most challenging disagreements with confidence and grace. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to provide feedback in a way that inspires growth and collaboration, helping you build a culture of open communication and mutual respect. Chapter 7. Delivering feedback that inspires growth. Feedback is one of the most powerful tools in communication. It has the potential to shape behaviors, improve performance, and foster positive growth. However, how you deliver feedback can either motivate or demoralize the recipient. A well-structured, thoughtful approach can turn feedback into an opportunity for development, while poorly delivered feedback can lead to resentment, confusion, and disengagement. In this chapter, we'll explore how to give feedback that encourages growth, fosters healthy relationships, and inspires positive change. We'll also look at how to receive feedback with grace and turn it into a stepping stone for improvement. Finally, we'll discuss how to build a feedback-positive culture in both personal and professional environments. The power of feedback. Before we dive into the methods and techniques, it's essential to understand the importance of feedback. Feedback is not just a tool for correction, it is an essential mechanism for development. When delivered constructively, feedback serves as a mirror, reflecting areas where improvement is needed while also reinforcing what's being done well. It can create clarity, inspire motivation, and enhance skill development. Why feedback matters: guidance for improvement. Feedback helps people see where they need to adjust or improve. Motivation and encouragement. Positive feedback reinforces good behavior and boosts confidence. Increased performance. Regular feedback helps individuals understand their strengths and weaknesses, leading to higher efficiency and success. Strengthened relationships. When feedback is handled with care, it fosters trust and mutual respect between the giver and the receiver. Giving feedback without offense or confusion. Delivering feedback is a delicate art that requires careful consideration of timing, tone, and content. If feedback is delivered poorly, it can be misinterpreted as criticism or an attack, leading to defensiveness, confusion, or even resentment. The goal is to deliver feedback that is clear, actionable, and motivating, without causing harm to the recipient's sense of self-worth. 1. Be specific, not general. Vague feedback such as "you need to do better" or "you're not doing things right" is not helpful. Instead, provide specific examples that point to what exactly needs to change. This makes the feedback actionable and easier to digest. Example: instead of "your report was bad," say, "the report lacked detailed analysis in section 3, and it would be clearer with more supporting data." 2. Focus on behavior, not personality. Feedback should focus on the behavior or the task, not the person. When feedback targets a person's character, it can feel like a personal attack, leading to defensiveness. Instead, focus on what they did and how it can be improved. Example: instead of "you're always late," say, "I noticed you've been late to meetings this week. Can we work together to improve your timeliness?" 3. Balance positive and constructive feedback. People are more likely to accept feedback when it's balanced. Praise good behavior or achievements first, before discussing areas for improvement. This not only makes the person feel valued but also opens them up to hearing constructive criticism. Example: "Your presentation was clear and engaging, and I really appreciated how you summarized the key points at the end. For next time, it would be helpful to spend a little more time on the data analysis section to make your arguments even stronger." 4. Use the SBI model, Situation Behavior Impact. The SBI model provides a simple framework for feedback that is both clear and constructive. Situation: describe the context or situation in which the behavior occurred. Behavior: focus on the specific behavior you observed. Impact: explain how the behavior affected you, the team, or the project. Example: situation: in yesterday's meeting. Behavior: you interrupted several people while they were speaking. Impact: this made it difficult for others to share their thoughts and slowed down the discussion. Accepting feedback with grace. Receiving feedback is just as important as giving it. Many people view feedback as a threat or a personal attack, and it can be difficult to hear criticism. However, the ability to accept feedback gracefully is a vital skill that leads to growth. When you approach feedback with an open mind and a willingness to improve, you can turn it into an opportunity for personal and professional development. 1. Listen actively. When receiving feedback, listen attentively and resist the urge to interrupt or become defensive. Instead, focus on understanding the message the other person is trying to communicate. Active listening allows you to process the feedback objectively rather than emotionally. 2. Don't take it personally. Separate your actions from your identity. Feedback is about improving specific behaviors, not about criticizing you as a person. By focusing on the behavior rather than internalizing the critique, you can approach feedback with a growth mindset. 3. Ask for clarification. If the feedback is unclear or you don't understand it fully, ask for clarification. Phrases like "could you give me an example?" or "what do you think I can do to improve in this area?" can help you gain more clarity and provide a path forward. 4. Thank the giver. Even if the feedback is difficult to hear, always thank the person for taking the time to offer it. This shows maturity, respect, and a willingness to improve. Example: thank you for your feedback. I understand that I need to work on listening more during meetings, and I'll make sure to focus on that moving forward. 5. Take responsibility and commit to action. If the feedback points out a mistake or area of weakness, take responsibility for it rather than deflecting blame. Acknowledge the issue and commit to taking steps to improve. This demonstrates accountability and a willingness to learn. Building a feedback-positive culture. In both personal and professional environments, creating a culture that encourages open and constructive feedback is key to ongoing growth and improvement. When feedback is embraced as a tool for learning, it can enhance teamwork, improve relationships, and foster a culture of continuous improvement. 1. Lead by example. As a leader, whether in a professional or personal setting, you set the tone for how feedback is given and received. By offering constructive feedback regularly and accepting feedback with grace, you create an environment where others feel comfortable doing the same. 2. Encourage two-way feedback. Feedback shouldn't be one-sided. Create a feedback loop where both parties can give and receive input. This makes the process collaborative and helps ensure that everyone's perspectives are valued. 3. Normalize feedback. Make feedback a regular part of conversations, not something that only happens during performance reviews or conflict. When feedback is normalized, it becomes less intimidating and more productive. 4. Foster trust and safety. For feedback to be truly effective, it must take place in a trusting environment. If people feel safe and respected, they are more likely to be open to feedback and to give it in a constructive way. 5. Recognize efforts and improvements. Feedback isn't only about pointing out areas of improvement. Recognizing progress and improvement after feedback is crucial for maintaining motivation and reinforcing positive behavior. When people see that their efforts are noticed, they are more likely to continue working on those areas. Conclusion: feedback is a catalyst for growth. Feedback is a powerful communication tool, but it must be delivered thoughtfully and received with openness to be truly effective. By learning how to give feedback that is specific, balanced, and constructive, as well as how to receive feedback with humility and a growth mindset, you can turn feedback into an opportunity for growth, learning, and improvement. As you build a feedback-positive culture, you not only improve individual performance, but also strengthen relationships, foster trust, and contribute to a more collaborative and productive environment. In the next chapter, we will explore how to navigate communication in a digital world, focusing on best practices for emails, texts, and other online interactions. The principles of feedback will remain relevant as we delve into the unique challenges of communicating in virtual spaces. Chapter 8. Communicating in a digital world. In today's fast-paced world, much of our communication happens through digital channels. Whether it's emails, texts, social media, or video calls, digital communication has become an essential part of both our personal and professional lives. However, despite its convenience, digital communication often comes with its own set of challenges. Tone, context, and even the medium itself can lead to misunderstandings and missed opportunities. In this chapter, we'll explore how to communicate effectively in a digital world, emphasizing strategies to avoid common pitfalls, improve clarity, and use technology to strengthen, rather than weaken, relationships. Online conversations, best practices for emails, texts, and more. While digital communication allows us to stay connected across distances, it also removes some of the nonverbal cues that we rely on in face-to-face conversations. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions are all absent in texts and emails, which can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. To ensure that your messages are clear and impactful, there are several best practices to keep in mind. 1. Be clear and concise. When communicating digitally, you don't have the luxury of real-time back and forth like in face-to-face conversations. This means your messages need to be as clear and concise as possible. Long, rambling emails or texts can confuse the recipient, especially when they are trying to digest complex information. Be direct and focus on key points. Tip: before sending a message, ask yourself if someone unfamiliar with the topic would understand your message. If not, revise it for clarity. Example: instead of, "I'm emailing you to let you know that I wanted to speak with you about the new project initiative we discussed last week and see if we could make some adjustments in the timeline to make things smoother," say, "I'd like to discuss the project timeline. Can we adjust the deadlines to ensure smoother execution?" 2. Use the right medium for the message. Not all digital platforms are appropriate for all kinds of communication. Some conversations are better suited for face-to-face meetings, while others are fine for quick texts or emails. Understanding when to use each medium is crucial for effective communication. Emails are great for formal communication, detailed discussions, and record-keeping. Text messages are better for short, informal updates or requests. Video calls are best for complex or sensitive conversations where tone and nonverbal cues matter. Social media can be used for informal, public communication, but it requires careful consideration of privacy and appropriateness. Tip: if the message is sensitive, complex, or requires feedback in real time, opt for a video or phone call rather than an email or text. 3. Mind your tone. One of the biggest challenges in digital communication is conveying tone. Without vocal inflections or facial expressions, it's easy for a message to be misinterpreted. Sarcasm, humor, or frustration may not come across as intended, and your message might sound colder or harsher than you mean. Use emojis or punctuation sparingly to add tone or warmth to your message, e.g. smiley faces, exclamation points. Be mindful of your language choices. Words like urgent or immediately can be perceived as demanding or stressful. Avoid all caps. Writing in all caps is often interpreted as shouting and can be perceived as aggressive. Example: instead of, "This needs to be done now," say, "This is urgent, and I'd appreciate it if you could complete it as soon as possible." 4. Be respectful of time. One of the advantages of digital communication is its asynchronous nature, meaning people don't have to reply in real time. However, this can also lead to issues of timing. Don't bombard someone with messages or expect immediate responses unless it's truly necessary. Set expectations for response times. If you need something urgently, say so up front. Be considerate of others' time zones when emailing or texting across different regions. Tip: if your message can wait, it's courteous to send it at a time that's appropriate for the recipient's schedule. Avoiding digital misunderstandings. Misunderstandings are common in digital communication because the cues we rely on in face-to-face conversations, body language, tone of voice, and immediate feedback, are missing. To avoid digital miscommunication, consider the following strategies. 1. Don't assume the recipient knows your intentions. In digital communication, there is a tendency to assume the recipient understands your context or intentions. This is especially true for texts, where brevity often leads to omissions. Provide context when necessary. Assume that the recipient might not have all the background information. Clarify your goals for the conversation early on, especially if you're discussing something complex or multifaceted. Example: instead of, "I need that report by tomorrow," say, "Can you please send me the report by tomorrow? I need it for the meeting with the team." 2. Confirm receipt and understanding. Without body language and verbal cues, it's easy for messages to get lost in translation. Confirming receipt and understanding can save time and prevent mistakes. After sending important emails, ask if the recipient has any questions. Request confirmation of receipt in case your message didn't come through. Example: please let me know if you received my email and if everything is clear. 3. Be cautious with humor and sarcasm. Humor and sarcasm don't always translate well in digital form. Without facial expressions, tone of voice, or timing, your attempt at humor could be perceived as rudeness or insincerity. It's often best to avoid sarcasm and be direct in your communication. If you must use humor, make sure it's in the right context and is easily understood by the recipient. Use emoji or punctuation to clarify your intent if you do use humor or sarcasm. Using technology to strengthen, not weaken, relationships. While digital communication has its challenges, it also presents incredible opportunities to connect with people in ways that were never possible before. When used thoughtfully, technology can strengthen relationships, enhance productivity, and create new avenues for collaboration and connection. 1. Video calls for personal touch. Video calls offer the opportunity to connect on a deeper level, even when you can't be in the same room. These calls allow you to convey emotion, build rapport, and foster trust, which are critical in any relationship. Make eye contact during video calls to establish connection. Maintain a positive posture and actively engage in the conversation to show that you're fully present. Use video calls for more important discussions, avoid them for quick, logistical matters. Tip: when setting up a video call, test your equipment and ensure good lighting to avoid distractions or technical issues. 2. Leveraging group chats and collaboration tools. In professional settings, tools like Slack, Microsoft Teams, and Google Docs have transformed team collaboration. These tools allow for quick communication, real-time updates, and easy sharing of resources. In personal settings, group chats can keep family and friends connected, especially when everyone is geographically dispersed. Use threads and categories to organize conversations in group chats, making it easier for others to find information. Set clear boundaries for when and how frequently you expect communication, especially if using collaborative tools for work. 3. Social media for building relationships. Social media offers a unique platform for connecting with others, sharing ideas, and building community. However, it can also be a double-edged sword. When used appropriately, it can strengthen relationships by keeping people informed and engaged, but when misused, it can lead to misunderstandings, oversharing, or even damage to reputations. Maintain professionalism on platforms like LinkedIn, where your digital presence reflects your professional image. Use social media to celebrate milestones, share experiences, and keep up with others' updates without overwhelming them with too much content. Conclusion: mastering digital communication. Digital communication is an indispensable tool for staying connected, but it comes with challenges that can cause confusion and misunderstandings. By applying the best practices discussed in this chapter, you can enhance your online communication skills, ensuring that your messages are clear, respectful, and effective. Ultimately, the goal is to use digital communication to deepen relationships, improve collaboration, and facilitate understanding. By doing so, you not only avoid common pitfalls but also leverage technology to strengthen, rather than weaken, the connections that matter most. As we move forward in this increasingly digital world, mastering these skills will be key to achieving success both personally and professionally. In the next chapter, we will explore how to own the room, whether in a meeting, presentation, or conversation, by mastering influence and presence. This skill set is essential in establishing credibility, gaining respect, and leading with authority in any communication setting. Chapter 9. Owning the room, influence and presence. In the realm of communication, one of the most powerful yet underappreciated skills is the ability to own the room. Whether you're speaking to a small group, delivering a presentation, or engaging in a casual conversation, your presence can make a significant impact. Being able to communicate with confidence, authority, and poise transforms your interactions and amplifies your influence. This chapter will dive deep into how you can cultivate and harness these skills, both consciously and unconsciously, to become a more powerful communicator. Owning the room isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it, how you carry yourself, and how you make others feel. It's about projecting confidence and authority while remaining approachable, engaging, and genuine. This chapter explores the key elements of effective communication, speaking with confidence, mastering nonverbal communication, and developing the traits of a memorable and charismatic speaker. Speaking with confidence, authority, and poise. The foundation of owning the room starts with speaking confidently. When you speak with confidence, you not only grab your audience's attention but also inspire respect and trust. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance, it means that you believe in the value of what you are saying and can convey that belief to others. 1. Cultivating confidence in your voice. Confidence in communication often starts with how you use your voice. Your tone, pitch, and volume all play a part in how others perceive your message. A shaky or hesitant voice may signal doubt or uncertainty, which can undermine your authority. Conversely, a clear, steady, and well-paced voice exudes confidence and helps convey your message more effectively. Steady your voice, aim for a clear, firm, and even tone. Avoid speaking too quickly, which can make you sound nervous or unsure. Practice pausing after important points to give your message weight and time for your audience to absorb. Control your volume, speak loud enough for everyone in the room to hear, but avoid shouting. A controlled volume suggests authority without seeming overbearing. In quieter settings, lowering your voice slightly can command attention and draw listeners in. Use silence effectively. Silence is a powerful tool. When you pause at the right moments, you give your listeners time to reflect on what you've said. It can also signal the end of an important point, allowing your words to resonate. 2. Develop a powerful mindset. Confidence comes from within, but it can be nurtured with the right mindset. If you view yourself as capable and worthy, others are more likely to do the same. Reframe nervousness. It's natural to feel nervous before speaking in front of others, but instead of viewing it as a negative, reframe it as excitement. When you feel your heart racing or your palms sweating, tell yourself, "This is my energy and enthusiasm about the message I'm about to deliver." Visualize success. Before speaking or entering a meeting, take a moment to visualize yourself succeeding. Picture yourself speaking with poise, making strong eye contact, and connecting with your audience. Visualization helps reduce anxiety and boosts confidence. Affirm your worth. Remind yourself of your expertise or the value of your message. You are offering something of importance, whether it's knowledge, insight, or a solution to a problem. 3. Speak with authority. Authority doesn't mean being domineering or rigid in your communication. It means speaking from a place of knowledge and expertise. When you speak with authority, people listen attentively, trust your perspective, and take your words seriously. Preparation is key. The more you know about the topic at hand, the more confidently you can present it. Thorough preparation is a cornerstone of authority. Use clear and assertive language. Avoid hedging your statements with phrases like "I think," "maybe," or "I'm not sure." Instead, use definitive language to convey that you are certain about your ideas. Acknowledge when you don't know. Authenticity is part of authority. If you don't know something, admit it confidently and offer to find the answer. It demonstrates integrity and credibility. The subtleties of nonverbal communication. Your words only make up a small portion of the message you communicate. Nonverbal communication, body language, facial expressions, posture, and gestures, makes up a vast majority of how your message is perceived. Learning to control your nonverbal cues is essential to owning the room. 1. Body language, commanding attention. Your posture can immediately signal to others whether you are confident, open, and approachable, or closed off and defensive. Strong body language commands attention, while weak body language invites distractions. Stand tall, maintain an upright posture to project confidence and authority. Avoid slouching or crossing your arms, as this can make you appear closed off or insecure. Open gestures. Use gestures that are open and expansive. A firm handshake, open hands while speaking, and standing with your feet apart all convey confidence. Avoid fidgeting. Excessive movement, fidgeting, or playing with your hair can be distracting and signal anxiety or nervousness. Practice staying still during important moments, and use deliberate gestures to emphasize key points. 2. Facial expressions, conveying emotion. Your face is one of the most powerful nonverbal tools at your disposal. It communicates emotions and reinforces the meaning of your words. An engaged speaker uses their facial expressions to match the message they are delivering. Smile. A genuine smile creates warmth and approachability. It encourages the audience to trust you and feel comfortable around you. Maintain eye contact. Eye contact establishes trust and rapport. It makes you appear confident and engaged with your audience. When speaking to a group, alternate your eye contact to engage different individuals. In one-on-one conversations, maintain steady eye contact, but don't stare. Be expressive. Use facial expressions to match the emotion of what you're saying. A serious point might require a serious face, while a humorous remark can be highlighted with a smile or raised eyebrow. Just make sure that your facial expressions match the tone of your message. 3. Mirroring, building rapport. Mirroring is the subtle art of mimicking the body language and tone of the person you are speaking with. This unconscious behavior can help build rapport and make the other person feel understood and connected to you. Match their energy. If someone is speaking calmly and thoughtfully, mirror that tone and pace. If they're more animated, you can match their enthusiasm to show alignment and energy. Be subtle. Mirroring doesn't mean copying every gesture, but subtly adopting similar body language, posture, or tone can make the other person feel more comfortable and connected. The traits of memorable and charismatic speakers. Memorable speakers leave a lasting impact. They engage their audience, make complex ideas seem simple, and inspire action. Developing the traits of a charismatic speaker takes practice, but with dedication, anyone can master them. 1. Authenticity. Be yourself. One of the most compelling aspects of great communicators is their authenticity. Charismatic speakers are genuinely themselves. They don't try to put on an act or be someone they're not. Embrace your unique style. Don't try to imitate someone else's speaking style. Develop your own voice and communication style that aligns with your values and personality. Show vulnerability. Authenticity also means acknowledging your imperfections. Sharing a personal story or admitting mistakes can make you more relatable and endearing to your audience. 2. Passion and enthusiasm. People are drawn to speakers who are passionate about their subject. When you speak with enthusiasm, your energy becomes contagious, and your audience becomes more engaged. Find your passion. Talk about topics that excite you. If you're passionate about what you're communicating, it will naturally shine through in your voice and body language. Engage the audience. Enthusiasm doesn't mean being loud or over the top. It means showing that you care deeply about the topic, and you're eager to share it with others. 3. Clarity and brevity. Great communicators know how to make their points clearly and concisely. They avoid jargon and unnecessary details that could distract from their main message. Organize your thoughts. A strong message requires strong structure. Break your content into clear sections, and use stories or examples to make complex ideas more relatable. Use the power of storytelling. Humans are wired to respond to stories. By weaving relevant anecdotes into your communication, you capture attention and make your message more memorable. Conclusion: owning the room is an ongoing process. Owning the room isn't a skill that is mastered overnight. It takes consistent effort, practice, and self-awareness to develop your speaking confidence, nonverbal communication, and charisma. The good news is that anyone can become a more confident, authoritative, and engaging communicator with time and dedication. As you continue your journey toward mastering communication, remember that presence isn't just about dominating a room, it's about connecting with others in a meaningful way. By developing your own unique style of communication, mastering your nonverbal cues, and embracing the traits of a charismatic speaker, you'll begin to own the room in every conversation, meeting, and presentation you face. In the next chapter, we'll take a look at how to create your personal communication strategy, helping you maintain consistency and growth in your communication skills. With the tools and strategies from this book, you'll be well on your way to becoming a master communicator. Chapter 10. The Communication Blueprint. Effective communication is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous process that requires refinement and growth. To master the art of clear, confident, and influential communication, it's essential to build a solid, personalized communication strategy that guides your interactions, helps you measure progress, and fosters consistent improvement. In this chapter, we'll create your personal communication blueprint, a comprehensive plan to help you develop your skills over time. By adopting daily habits, tracking your growth, and inspiring others with your journey, you'll be able to consistently show up as a master communicator, regardless of the situation. 1. Building your personal communication strategy. Your communication strategy is the roadmap that outlines how you will approach various aspects of communication, from everyday conversations to high-stakes presentations. This strategy will serve as your guide, helping you stay aligned with your goals and giving you a framework for improvement. Step 1. Assess your current communication skills. The first step in creating a personalized communication strategy is to take an honest assessment of your current skills. Understand where you excel and identify areas for improvement. You might want to consider the following: how well do you express your thoughts clearly? Are you confident in your delivery, or do you often hesitate? Do you listen actively and engage with others, or do you sometimes tune out? How well do you handle conflict or tough conversations? Are you able to connect with others emotionally? You can conduct this self-assessment through reflection or by seeking feedback from trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors. You may also want to record and listen to your conversations or presentations to evaluate your delivery and identify improvement areas. Step 2. Set specific, achievable goals. Once you have a clear understanding of where you stand, the next step is to set specific communication goals. These should be both long-term and short-term goals that push you to improve while staying realistic and achievable. Here are examples of goals you might set. Short-term goals: improve clarity in everyday conversations by eliminating filler words like or like. Practice active listening in meetings by focusing on the speaker without interrupting. Enhance the power of nonverbal communication, such as maintaining eye contact or improving posture in presentations. Long-term goals: develop the ability to present complex ideas to a group in a way that's easily understood. Become a more persuasive communicator, effectively inspiring others to take action. Master conflict resolution skills to handle tough conversations with confidence and empathy. Step 3. Choose the right tools for growth. To achieve your goals, you'll need the right tools and methods. There are many strategies and practices that can help you sharpen your communication skills. These tools could include books and courses. Seek out resources like books, podcasts, or online courses on communication, public speaking, emotional intelligence, or persuasion. These resources will offer additional frameworks and techniques to integrate into your communication strategy. Feedback and reflection: regularly ask for feedback from others to gauge your progress. Incorporate this feedback into your strategy. Practice self-reflection by journaling after important conversations or presentations, noting what worked well and what could be improved. Role-playing: practice your communication skills with a partner or mentor. Role-playing can simulate real-life conversations, allowing you to experiment with different techniques in a supportive environment. Mindfulness and meditation: developing emotional intelligence and mastering conflict resolution often requires being in tune with your emotions. Practicing mindfulness or meditation can help you manage stress, stay calm under pressure, and react thoughtfully in difficult situations. 2. Small daily habits for lifelong mastery. While big improvements often come with deliberate effort, mastery of communication is made up of small, consistent actions. These daily habits compound over time to lead to lasting improvement. Habit 1. Practice active listening every day. Active listening is one of the most important skills for effective communication. Make it a habit to listen carefully in every conversation, whether it's with a colleague, a friend, or a family member. This means, avoid interrupting, let others finish their thoughts before responding. Reflect back what you hear. Use techniques like paraphrasing to confirm understanding. For example, "So, what I hear you saying is." Ask clarifying questions. If something is unclear, ask questions to dig deeper into the other person's point of view. Habit 2. Prioritize clear, concise communication. Every day, practice delivering clear and concise messages. This is particularly important in professional environments, where time is valuable. Whether it's an email, a meeting, or a quick chat, make an effort to be direct and to the point. Eliminate unnecessary words, avoid jargon, filler words, and overly complex language. Be straightforward in your speech. Organize your thoughts. Before speaking, take a moment to gather your thoughts. This will ensure that you communicate clearly and avoid rambling. Use the 1-minute rule. Try to summarize your key message or argument in 1 minute or less. If you can't do that, your message may need further refinement. Habit 3. Reflect and improve every evening. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day to reflect on your communication experiences. Journaling or simply reviewing your interactions will help you notice patterns and areas for improvement. You might ask yourself, what went well today in my communication? What could I have done differently in a conversation? How did my body language align with my words? Did I listen actively, or was I distracted? Reflection allows you to continuously adjust your strategy and stay on track to achieve your goals. By addressing small issues daily, you ensure that they don't snowball into bigger challenges over time. Habit 4. Commit to lifelong learning. Communication is a dynamic skill. It's shaped by culture, context, and new trends in technology and society. Committing to lifelong learning will ensure that you stay ahead and keep your communication skills sharp. Attend workshops and seminars, participate in communication-related workshops to learn new techniques or gain insight from experts. Seek mentors, identify individuals who inspire you as communicators, and seek their guidance. A mentor can provide invaluable advice, encouragement, and feedback as you continue your journey. Join clubs or groups. Organizations like Toastmasters offer structured opportunities to practice speaking, receive feedback, and engage in supportive communities of learners. 3. Inspiring others with your growth. As you improve your communication, you may inspire others around you. Your journey to mastering communication can have a profound impact on your relationships, both personally and professionally. By becoming a more effective communicator, you can motivate others to do the same. Share your journey, talk about the steps you're taking to improve your communication with others. Your story may inspire colleagues or friends to reflect on their own communication strategies. Create opportunities for others, help others develop their communication skills by offering guidance or feedback. Share resources you found helpful or even organize group learning sessions. Led by example, as you become a more skilled communicator, you will naturally begin to influence those around you. Your confidence, clarity, and empathy will be evident in your interactions, inspiring others to follow suit. Conclusion: your blueprint for lifelong mastery. Mastering communication is an ongoing, dynamic process. By creating a personalized communication strategy, committing to small daily habits, and staying open to learning, you'll continuously refine your skills and strengthen your connections. Communication is the foundation for personal and professional success, and by making communication mastery a lifelong pursuit, you'll create an enduring impact on those around you. With the tools and techniques you've gained in the communication code, you are now equipped to build and execute a communication blueprint that will carry you to new heights. As you continue to evolve, you'll not only grow as a communicator but also as a person who understands the power of influence, connection, and clarity. Your journey to mastering communication is just beginning. Embrace the process, and remember that the more you learn, practice, and reflect, the more confident and skilled you will become. Keep decoding the communication code, and watch how your relationships, influence, and leadership grow. Conclusion: crack the code, change your life. Effective communication is not just a skill, it is a superpower. It is the key to connecting with others, conveying your ideas, resolving conflicts, and influencing change. Over the course of the communication code, you've learned that communication goes far beyond words and gestures. It involves critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and the ability to navigate complex social dynamics with clarity and confidence. As you stand on the threshold of mastering this art, remember that the journey is ongoing. The principles and techniques shared throughout this book are tools to help you continuously refine and enhance your communication style. They are not static but dynamic, evolving as you grow in your personal and professional life. By now, you've discovered how to unlock the secrets to clear, confident, and influential communication. You know how to craft your messages to resonate with others, how to listen with intention, how to persuade and inspire, and how to navigate tough conversations. But more than just learning these techniques, you've laid the foundation for a lifelong transformation in how you connect with people. Whether in intimate conversations or large group presentations, you now have the knowledge and tools to navigate any communication challenge that comes your way. As you reflect on the key takeaways from the communication code, it's important to remember that communication is a practice, not a one-time effort. It's a skill that is developed over time through consistent action, feedback, and reflection. The more you apply these principles, the more they will become second nature, and the more adept you will be at connecting with others on a deeper level. The transformative power of effective communication. At its core, communication is about understanding and being understood. It is about building relationships that are based on trust, respect, and clarity. When you master the art of communication, you unlock the ability to build meaningful relationships, whether in personal, professional, or social contexts, your ability to connect authentically with others is strengthened. Effective communication helps you relate to people on an emotional level, creating bonds that are deeper than surface-level interactions. Exert influence and inspire change. Persuasion is not about manipulating others, but about using logic, emotion, and stories to inspire action. When you communicate with confidence and clarity, your words have the power to move people, persuade them to think differently, and even motivate them to take action. Resolve conflicts constructively. Conflict is a natural part of human interaction, but when handled poorly, it can lead to damage and distress. Effective communicators know how to engage in difficult conversations with grace, empathy, and respect, turning disagreements into opportunities for growth and understanding. Empower others and yourself. Communication is not just about talking, it's about listening, reflecting, and fostering an environment where others feel heard and valued. By communicating effectively, you empower those around you to share their thoughts, express their ideas, and contribute to the conversation. The ability to communicate well can elevate every area of your life, whether you are leading a team, advocating for a cause, building personal relationships, or simply connecting with others on a day-to-day basis. When you crack the communication code, you begin to see the profound impact it has on your relationships, your career, and your overall happiness. Becoming a lifelong learner of connection. While you've gained a solid foundation in the communication strategies outlined in this book, the key to truly mastering communication is embracing the mindset of a lifelong learner. Communication is dynamic and constantly evolving, especially in today's fast-paced world where new technologies, platforms, and social norms continuously shape how we interact. To stay ahead, you must embrace feedback, seek constructive feedback from those you interact with. Whether in a professional context or in personal relationships, feedback helps you identify blind spots and refine your approach. It helps you see where you've grown and where you can continue to improve. Stay curious and open-minded. New communication challenges will always arise, be it a new technology, a cultural shift, or a new form of interaction. By staying open to new ideas and continuously exploring different communication styles and strategies, you'll be able to adapt and thrive in any situation. Adapt your communication style. As you interact with diverse individuals and groups, it's essential to understand that communication is not one size fits all. Different people have different needs, preferences, and communication styles. The more adaptable you become, the more successful you will be in connecting with others. Develop emotional intelligence. At the heart of great communication is emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage both your own emotions and those of others. As you continue to hone your emotional intelligence, you'll find that you communicate with greater empathy, compassion, and authenticity, which strengthens your relationships and enhances your influence. Your next steps to mastery. Now that you've learned the key principles and strategies for effective communication, your next step is to put them into practice. Begin by incorporating the following steps into your daily life. Start with self-reflection. Make time for daily reflection to assess your communication practices. Consider what went well, what could have been better, and where you can apply the lessons you've learned. Reflecting on your experiences will allow you to identify areas for growth and make adjustments accordingly. Set goals for improvement. Choose one or two specific areas to focus on, whether it's active listening, crafting more persuasive messages, or mastering conflict resolution. Set measurable goals and track your progress regularly to ensure that you're continuing to improve. Practice consistently. Communication is a skill that requires consistent practice. Make the effort to practice in different situations, with different people, and through different mediums, e.g. face-to-face, email, social media. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. Engage with others. Use every opportunity to communicate, whether it's through casual conversations, meetings, or public speaking engagements. Every interaction is an opportunity to learn, improve, and make a meaningful connection. Seek mentors and role models. Find individuals who inspire you with their communication style, whether in person or through books, podcasts, or public speaking events. Mentors can provide invaluable insights and feedback, helping you continue to refine your skills. Final thoughts. The power of connection. As you continue on your journey toward becoming a master communicator, remember that the ability to connect with others is one of the most powerful tools you possess. When you communicate effectively, you open doors to new opportunities, deeper relationships, and a greater understanding of the world around you. The strategies and skills you've learned in the communication code are only the beginning. The more you apply these principles, the more you will see how transformative effective communication can be, both in your personal life and in your ability to lead, inspire, and influence others. Crack the code, and watch how your life transforms. Your communication will become your most powerful asset, one that opens doors, strengthens connections, and inspires change. Whether you are speaking to one person or an entire room, you now have the tools to communicate with confidence, clarity, and impact. Let the journey continue.